Hello, beautiful, and welcome again. If this is the first time you're watching me live, welcome to my world. My name is Mor of Mor, Transform Your Reality, where I help you step out of trauma and reclaim your power. I'm trying this again because my video just froze. I don't know what happened, but the lights turned off and the internet blinked, so I think maybe I lost internet reception. I'm not really sure why, but hopefully you guys can hear me and see me well. If you can and you're watching, please comment so I know that you are hearing me and seeing me live. Okay, so we were talking about imposters. Oh, I have to show you my new amazing crystal I just got this week at the crystal show. It was amazing. I'll share with you, as usual, in my stories later about some of the cool things I got. Okay, I'm going to do a little recap. If you are joining and tuning in right now, welcome. I go live every Monday and give you kind of like an energetical awareness update activation into your body so you can start being more aware of the situations that are keeping you stuck in your life. So today we're talking about imposter syndrome because, well, it's a holiday of Purim. It's a Jewish holiday. I love this holiday. We get to dress up, pretend that we're somebody else, and we give gifts and we do these gift baskets. They're called mishloach manot, and we give them to our friends and family, people that we love. It's really all about giving and celebrating us and celebrating the world and celebrating being able to be free and being able to be you. And so in this story, there's a girl and she has to dress up and pretend to be somebody that she's not. In this case, she was Jewish. She had to pretend she wasn't Jewish so she can save her people. And so I'm asking you, who are you pretending to be in order to save others? Are you really saving others by pretending to be somebody that you're not? Or are you really thinking that you're trying to save yourself, but you're not really trying to save yourself because you're not really choosing you, and really you're just cutting bits and pieces of you off in order to fit in order to maintain this reality that doesn't really work for you? Okay, and what I'm talking about is just get the awareness of how many people, who can you be around and really be who you are? Okay, so when you're thinking about being imposterous, I'm thinking like, who are you being that you won't normally be around other people? What groups do you have to change the way you speak, right? Maybe it's around your family. Maybe it's around, the moms at your kids' school, right? Where do you cut yourself off and pretend to be somebody that you're not? And then how much of that is creating anger, anxiety, frustration in your body on a regular basis? Because how hard is it, and how much energy do you have to spend pretending that you're not you, trying to be somebody that you're not? I just got off a phone call recently. That made me laugh really hard. But that was so true, and it hit a chord. Because how many times do you just walk around and you're just like, people are so stupid, I just can't take this anymore, right? But what if you could change that by just being more of you and not being apologetic and not being politically correct? And I'm not telling you to go out to the streets and be belligerent. I mean, if that's who you are and that's what you want to be. But I'm talking about really tuning into who you really are behind the masks that you put on, who you really are behind the images that you choose to portray. Who are you behind the words that you speak? Is it really you, or is it somebody else? Are you really saying what you believe in? Are you really tuning into your true voice? And this is something that came up for me. You know how a lot of times they say that, when you have kids, and they always say, oh, you'll see one day you'll sound just like your mother, right, in your head, or the way you talk to your children. Or you say something like, oh my gosh, my mom used to say this to me all the time. Okay, well, how much of that is in your head now running the show for you, behind the scenes for you? Right? Just get that awareness, because yeah, right, maybe it takes for us to be mad at our kids to say something like, oh, like sometimes some sentences come up for me and I'm just like, where did that even come from? Even the other day, my kid was doing something and she did something really dumb. And I said to her, well, if all the kids jumped off a bridge, would you do it too? And I said to myself, in my head, as I'm saying it, as the words are coming out of my mouth, I'm like, this is the dumbest sentence you can ever say to somebody. Because I remember that my mom said that to me and I was like, what does that even mean? Right? But again, this is how programming works. Your brain is so programmed, it's enough for your brain to hear something a few times for it to become its truth. And when you're a child, when you are a teen, you're such a sponge. You're open to everything and everyone around you. And it's not just the words, it's the energy. Okay, there's an energy that you can step into and tune into and take it on. There's situations that maybe you walked into, you do not remember, but they have forever created the way you address certain situations in your life. I shared not too long ago about just how I was interacting with conflict in my marriage and how I realized how much of that was based on a conversation I heard my parents had when I was 7 years old that I wasn't even aware of. And all of that is not me. But the more aware I get, the more aware I get of what is me and what's not. And how I can differentiate between myself and what's not myself. And now I have the tools to decide that and to choose that and to know that when I'm not being myself, I can choose to shift that and change that. I don't have to go with it. It's the lack of awareness that gives you the lack of choice. It's the lack of being you that's going to create and bring to fruition what you truly desire. Now, I'm going live in my group, in my challenge. It's happening at 11 o'clock today. And this is exactly what we're going to work on for the next 5 days. And when I was tuning into the energy of this challenge, and I'm calling it a challenge because I am challenging you to desire more from a place of awareness. I'm challenging you to take the next 5 days and step in to who you came here to be. I'm challenging you to release the judgments and peel off the layers and the masks, right? And all the different identities that you acquire when you walk into a room feeling like you have to be a certain way and look a certain way and talk a certain way. All of that is what's preventing the life that you want, that love of your life to show up, the money that you want, the health that you want, the body that you want, the relationships that you want. All of that is preventing that from showing up in your life. And for all of us is different. And that's why I'm calling it the Desire More Challenge. To challenge you to think outside of what is not you and to start creating it. So, if you haven't signed up yet, sign up. It's free, 5 days. If you can't show up for the live Zooms, just watch the replays. If you take the time and if you tune into this program, it will change your life. It will change your life and it will bring a whole new paradigm and a whole new experience to what you've been doing. And if you have not been enjoying your life so far, if you're not excited to wake up in the morning, if you are not in love with your partner, if you're not in love with your job, if you're not feeling like you're being the best version of you, then try this. It's going to be different. It's going to be nothing like you've ever done before. I know this because I've been doing this work for 17 years now, but the energy is different. The downloads are different. And I actually got the awareness that this program, this is going to be the first time I'm doing this live, the challenge, but I'm feeling like this is something that's going to be a continuous work of art because I am creating my story. I'm creating my legacy and it's going to be the best fucking story in the world. And I don't want to live anybody else's life. I want to live my life the way I want it, the way it needs to be for me and the way I want to show up in the world. And I'm done hiding and I'm done pretending. And I am committed to myself and to you to do the work for me and for you so we can receive this information and we can inspire others to do the same. So if this is something you're interested in, I would love to have you in my world. I would love for you to join the challenge. If you know anybody that might benefit from this kind of work and is interested to find out more of who they are, if you're ready to stop pretending that you're just enjoying life and actually enjoy your life, if you want to really create what you desire, I highly recommend you come and join me on the challenge. So hopefully I'll see you in a few minutes. If not, just keep asking yourself questions. Bring awareness to your life. Notice when you're not being yourself and ask yourself, okay, well, if I was being me, what would I be? Who would I be? How would I show up in the world? How would I show up with my kids? How would I show up with my parents? How would I show up with my family? How would I show up in relationships? Just keep asking questions, because the more you can ask questions, the more awareness you're going to get. And the more awareness, the more you can shift and change. I hope this was a contribution for you. I hope I will see you at the challenge. I adore you, and I can't wait to see you this week or next or the week after that, whatever that will be. You are here for a reason. I see you, and I can't wait to experience this journey with you. Bye.